Fucking A. Branding. Where's
Hey now.
the music? The music.
Hey now. Hey now.
I think we already started when I was like in F1, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Gee, Butchnoff. Trying to send him a link. Ron's here. Getting these shows off the. Oh my God.
Okay, Ron joined us. What's up, Ron? Snuck in there during the countdown.
We're going all out with the sounds this time. Oh, this is.
Hey, I made one for you.
Okay, good. Wait, hold on to that. Make it special. Don't just throw it right out the beginning. Hold on. All right. Oh, we got reverberations happening.
No, hold on. It's from my phone. I got it.
Get it together. Anyway.
I got it. It was my phone.
All right, it's all good now. This is the show where going off the rails is okay. I think people have figured that out.
Going off the rails is normal.
Going off the rails on a crazy train. Anyway.
Great song.
Yeah, it was. Didn't the bass player write that song? What's his name?
The words.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the words. I think the music and the singing was probably Ozzy.
Nope.
Some of the music might have been even the bass player too, because bass players usually they're usually
the music was all
Ozzy and Rhodes.
The riff when everything was Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ozzy had not much to do with it.
Well, hey guys, welcome to the Gear and Demo Show. That's what this is. We're already off the rails, and we've just begun. And we've got there were a number of things I was thinking about talking about tonight, but in recent commentary out there about the SAMMY'S Best of All Worlds tour and some of the stuff I've been seeing on Facebook amongst some of the community out there, and I'm not wearing these sunglasses to imitate anyone or anything like that. I happen to have left my inside progressive lenses, right? So they're both distance and close-up glasses, right? I left them in my car because I borrowed my brother John's minivan so I can go pick up the new grill for this weekend's big family soiree, because we had the practice soiree last Saturday with friends. It went off swimmingly. The studio's all kind of not messy. It's all, things are like, look at the couch.
Hey,
there. We just got guitars hanging out together in there. You know what I mean? So and a like some kind of a lightsaber thing. Anyway, yeah, there you go. That's funny.
I don't need a roadcaster for that.
Yeah, you don't. You can do it yourself. Roncaster. Anyway. So I'm not imitating anyone, by the way, even though it might look like that a little bit. I'm not. Oops, there goes that light again. If I touch that thing, it does that. Remember that song by the Divinyls?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, I like that album cover.
That video was...
That video. Weren't they from Australia, as Johnny would say? Where's Johnny, by the way? Maybe Johnny will join us. And we might have a special guest also here to talk about this very concert, because we've been discussing making a road trip. Not in the Franken van. Ain't gonna make it. We might make it to Concord. I might stripe it up for the Concord show and drive it there if I can get it out of the shop, and just throw the pinstripes on there, and then we'll just run it off a cliff into off Highway 1 somewhere up in the North Bay, Mendocino County, somewhere off. People used
just
to do
get
that.
some black duct tape, then some black electrical tape, and then some black.
I already got the. I've already got the. It's here somewhere. No, it's in a box. I have put it away, but I actually have pinstriping because I was thinking about doing this for reals. But anyway, welcome to the Gear and Demo Show. Today we are not going to talk about gear or demo anything at all. I was thinking about that. We are going to talk about this controversial subject that maybe it should have been for the therapy show on Sunday.
Well, then,
because it seems to me like some people need therapy for this show.
Then I wasted my time doing this. Listen,
All
Oh
right,
my,
you do it.
I see that it's time for the gear and demo show from Master Laz and his mod squad. I hope he has an oil bath for me tonight as my circuits are nearly
Absolutely.
overloaded from all the excitement and energy in the air.
There you
Nice.
go.
That's
I love
great.
it. Right on, man. Great job.
But now we're not talking gear and demos, so
Well, maybe I can do a preview of next week's show. Should I
there
do
you
that?
go. There you go.
All right.
Or
I
we
can
could
do
talk
more.
about gear
I
they're
actually-
using on the tour.
See, the thing is I tossed everything into these big like bins, figuring I'd have time to like untoss them back into the room in like some kind of an order. But right now, I'm liking how things kind of look a little organized, little, and I'm happy with how it looks. And I just need to, slowly hooky things up. Besides, I've already made a call out to our friends at Flipside. I called Ike, left him a message. He messaged me back. He said, send me a list of stuff you want to buy by email, and I'll give you a deal. And I said, okay. And then I haven't had time to do that yet. Maybe later tonight. But I do want to buy something. So maybe one of the gear demo things that I can talk about is I want to buy some instrument and patch cable, solderless cabling, like the ones that that Henning has in his studio, the Didario. It's not Didario, unless, I don't know. You tell me. You're partially Italian, right, Ron?
It's Diodario.
It's Didario.
Yep.
Now, I heard from the very folks at Didario, that's Didario. At least that's what Phil McKnight found out when he went to NAMM and he asked every company, how do you say your company's name?
That depends on who you talk to.
It depends on what.
Because I've called there before and they've answered the phone, Diodario.
That's probably because
but if
they
you
know you're
look at it,
American.
well, but if you look at it, it's the D apostrophe Adario. So it's Diodario.
Yeah. But when you see McCormick, do you say McCormick or do you say McCormick?
Depends on who I'm talking to.
So Didario, anyway. So I think it depends on even what part of Italy you're standing in at the moment when you say the word, right?
Yep.
Just like in America. So America,
Scott probably thinks there's a reason you're hiding your eyes, Les.
No. So I'm not hiding my eyes. As a matter of fact, I do have some apple juice. I've got the Toki Santori apple juice tonight with some maraschino cherries, the proper dark syrupy kind for the apple juice, with a big cube which is already melted pretty much all the way. So it's got that little bit of cube.
Hobo said he has no idea who the Divinals were.
Oh God, Hobo dude, check out the Divinals.
You need to watch the video for that.
You're gonna want to buy the vinyl, and you're gonna want to.
She died. You know that?
No
she died.
Way.
Yeah.
Now, am I mixing her up with Concrete Blonde? Because there was another band like Concrete Blonde that did some stuff like that. Isn't she the one who did that? I touch myself. It was like a '90s thing, right? Late '80s, early '90s.
I just know she died before I got to meet her.
Anyway, Skyprop says, "Nice, Laz." Anyway,
Pasty,
so
right?
the reason I'm wearing these is because I was wearing my prescription progressive sunglasses in the car. Of course, that's what you do. And because it's hot and it's sunny and the sun's going down and it's right in your eyes. Anyway, even though I'm coming the opposite direction, I'm going east, it's off your mirrors and everything. That's the worst, right? When everyone's shiny little Tesla is like reflecting their Anyway, so I'm driving home and I went to pick up I was gonna pick up the van from my mom's place, but actually I drove and picked her up, and we picked up my brother's van from the shop where they were having some stuff done to it, so I can then borrow it. So she took my car and I left my glasses in there, my regular inside ones in there, right? Because I was in a hurry because I wanted to try to make it in time to buy the grill at Home Depot that I spied last week. But it's gone. They don't have it anymore. So I'm like, on sale, because this is the end of summer kind of stuff. You're seeing all the stuff that's on sale, right? This is the best time to buy a grill. So I went to
you
Ace.
said grill?
A grill.
I thought you said girl.
Grill. I'll say it in Italian. Grill. Anyway, so yeah, it's right. It's right.
What's the matter with me? What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?
I'm going to send you the link
All right.
I'm going to send you the link for that video because these guys, there's a couple of them said they've never seen it.
Seen what? The grill?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The video for the Divinals.
While we wait for that.
All right. Sent to your messenger.
Might
I'm
as
actually
well.
sitting too high right now to play that properly because I have to get up to like, you guys are like way up here. Normally I'd be like down here, so I can
All you
get
got
my
to do is aim your
knees
camera
under
down
the
a little bit.
keyboard, you know? But then you don't see the guitars, man.
Yeah, you do. You just do it a little bit.
Anyway, I'm fine.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
All right, let's
just-
try that.
just-
Let's see.
Post that link in the chat for them so they can check it out.
All right, is that better?
There you
See
go.
half the guitars, kind of. See my pedal board in the bag. All right, I'm kind of like more like Ron's angle a little bit, but he's got the angle. He's like,
Yeah.
anyway.
Down and over.
Damn. Down like you're in a sinking ship there, bro.
It's called the Titanic, and I'm First Officer Murdoch.
There you go. I'm one of those musicians that just plays until we die. All right. So what was I talking about? The grill. So I went and got the grill, but I just made it home in time in the van. And so I'm wearing sunglasses because these are my prescription glasses that happen to be polarized sunglasses. And I got lights on me, so they're dark as you know what, because the lights are on me. So such is life in a hurry, which is most of my life. All right, you guys. So yeah.
Can you see?
I can see
Well, then-
clearly. I mean, it's a little darker for me, but I see everybody clearly. You know,
How
There you go.
ironic was that Ronnie Millsap sings a song, "There's a stranger in my house that I can't see." I would think he couldn't see anybody.
Sounds
in
like a
his house.
metaphor for something. Oh yeah, and he's probably waiting in the dark with a shotgun, right? Or the wrong button. Yeah, that's the one. All right, you guys. So let's say hi to everyone in the chat, and then we'll get right into this because I think people are probably waiting to. I don't know. You guys want to talk about this? I kind of thought let's talk about this, but yeah, let's talk about this. So Dwight Bailey is at the bottom here, so we're gonna go backwards here.
Hey.
Hi to everyone, including Ryan
Hey now.
Hall, his brother-in-law of the music family here. Howdy, friend.
Uh-oh.
Right? And he's probably said hi to
Right.
everyone else already. And we've got Skyprop.
Sky.
All kinds of cool comments. And then we got Scotty being us to GSN land. Scotty, you rock, dude. Zach, Thongamus,
What's the G stand
Maximus
for?
over here. What?
What's G stand for? GSN.
Guns or guitars and shit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, SN Scott Nickerson, right?
Scott Nickerson, G. Guitars and Scott Nickerson 72.
Guitarist. Scotty.
Obviously. That's right,
Yeah, there you
guitar.
go. Yeah.
Gunslinger Nickerson. All right.
G-Butch.
We got Zach. We got G Butch. Are you popping in the show or what? Click that
He just popped
StreamYard
in.
link or send me a
Ryan.
message that's not working or something. Oh, you have probably been sending me. I can't go live. I don't have my daughter's iPad. Dude, just use your phone. You have a smart device.
Yeah,
Go
phone
live
will
from
work.
the phone. Oh, I gotta resend it to you because resend. All right. Yeah, before it didn't send because for whatever reason in this house, if I have the Wi-Fi on, I think there's some confusion with my phone wanting to do Wi-Fi phone calling. There's like something in that, where it interferes with the regular phone calling data stream.
I see. GSN just explained it.
Did he? Oh, where's the Joe? Let me see.
Scott's his middle name.
Not his middle name. First name you'll never guess. I told you it's Gunslinger. Gunslinger Nickerson. From now on, that's what we're gonna call you. Russell's here, man. What's up, dude? In the past day, I have seen Billy Joel playing guitar with an Axl Rose and Jack White in a guitar duet with Conan O'Brien. So Sammy's probably gonna be okay, dude. Yeah, exactly. Not only that, man. We'll get into this. We'll say hi to everyone first, but I'm telling you, man. Billy Joel didn't write songs for many, many years, and I wonder why. He probably got tired of some of the stupid ass comments from the public.
Because he's a piano man.
Right? Tony's here. What's up, dude? Yeah, dude, we're gonna get into it, man. So get ready. Alex Radford, what's up, Alex?
What up, Alex? What up, bro?
Yeah, man, we're gonna get into this one, dude, because I'm not imitating you, by the way, even though it looks like it, because I got a Van Halen hat and sunglasses on. Totally by accident. The Van Halen hat's not by accident. I got this in Amsterdam, but they only had this like triple X version, so I got a Van Halen thing and I stuck that on there. So that
I want to go to another baseball game.
Triple X thing. Yeah, we should. Even though the Giants are losing big, but yeah, let's do it. Who plays up there now? Maybe we should go to one of those shows or whatever. Janice is here. What's up, Janice? Tell me if I'm loud. Janice. Tell me if you guys can hear us all clearly. If anyone's too loud or too low or whatever, let us know. We said hi to Dwight. We got Hobarodi also in the chat. Right on. Jennifer Miro did Naked Blonde exceptionally well, but she died young. So sad when those babes die young. Anyway, and then we got Lynette. Lynette, welcome back, man. Yeah, the people have a different pronunciation a few generations in. That's right. And then we got Michael Tagler. What's up, dude? Yeah, I'm wearing my my Vader Beetle Abbey Road shirt because I've got a Vader in the house now that I call the Hoth. If you haven't seen that, you guys let me know and I'll bring it in. I can demo that like this, just like that. And then then who else we got in here? I think that's pretty much everybody, right? Did I miss anybody? Keith H, dude. Keith H, supporter of the show. Thank you very much, dude. Super cool, dude. And then Ryan Hall. I think we did say hi to you, didn't we? Saying hi. Mark's gas station must be here because he's saying hi to him. There he is. What's up, dude? You know, this is what you do. You say hi to all the people that take their time to come in here. It's 24 people.
That's right.
Here, man.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
And of course, Gunslinger Nickerson is first in today. All right, you guys. So, what do you say? Should we get right into this? Are people already getting into it?
Post a link.
Tubinen is also here. Right on Tubinen, and let's bring it. All my phone under the stars says Fruitcake Tony. And Greasy Monkey Guitars is Hoth is an ice planet, right? Shouldn't it be called Cold? Well, see, the whole point is that guitar, I'll grab it if you want to see it. That guitar is a diamond pearl white colored guitar, and it looks like icy snow. Check this out. See, this is where I got this much better, way super long corded headphones. Thank you, Steve from Boston for
you waited the other day. How much did it weigh?
It was 6.8, remember?
6.8 pounds.
It was 7 something.
Well, we weighed it with the strap, but then we weighed the strap separately and subtracted it wrong. It's called math.
Yeah, but I thought it cracked the scales at 8 something.
No. It was 7.2 or 3. I think somebody guessed that, and then it
was just over 7. It was 7.6.
As a matter of fact, yeah, it was
7.3
or 2 or something, dude. It wasn't that much.
I remember being kind of
high,
anyway,
yeah.
I didn't expect that question to be controversial. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's a controversial show today. As a matter of fact, notifications, not now. Go away from notifications. As a matter of fact, today's the day for controversy, right? We're gonna go right in it. But let me just so anyone new into the show, I did buy a Kiesel. It's the most kick-ass guitar that I've bought in a long time. Well, the Valiant is pretty awesome too, but there you go. And if you can see by the way the light hits it, see how it sparkles like that? Looks like snow, looks like icy snow from Hoth. And because Jeff Kiesel does name his guitars and other things based off of Star Wars, like places or characters or whatever, like he's got a Leia guitar. This is called a Vader headless. They make a Vader with a headstock too, but this is the headless one.
No, they don't. They only make a bolt on or neck through. No, it's just a bolt on. They're both headless, but it's a bolt on or neck through.
Oh, interesting. So I got the neck through, which is just amazing. This thing is insanely killer. Of course, they have very specific wood choices. For the neck, they go with the quarter sawn rock hard maple. I don't know from where, but probably Canadian land. And then it's got the swamp ash body with the beautiful carves. I just love the carves of the shape. Look at that little carve there, the little carve here, the little carve in the back. Just the look of it is just freaking amazing, and the feel of it is amazing. And I wanted to go with the, hum single setup that reminds me of my very first guitar that got stolen from me, my SR-71 Gibson. But that one has a headstock. This one doesn't, so I don't have to worry about hitting the mic. Look at that. No mic hittage.
But you've never done it.
No, I have. I've hit that mic several times with the headstock of other guitars.
No.
So we're still waiting for G to jump in, but he'll jump in whenever he can figure that out. I think he wants to use an iPad, so it's better than just a phone. But dude, you can prop up a phone onto, like, go into your room, set it up.
Dude,
Tom Lyle's also here.
Going neck through is the way to go, though.
Yeah, really, for this kind of guitar, I was even wondering whether or not a neck through is better than a bolt on, considering it's kind of a travel guitar thing, because maybe, less likely of breaking a neck. But I don't think this is ever going to break off. Not the way that they build these.
I don't think so. No,
I mean, I can't even bend it. I can't even push it to cause it to even bend because of the way. What kind of truss rod setup do they have in this thing?
Well, they have a high performance, or high torque truss rod, but then they also have 2 carbon fiber rods reinforcing
in the neck. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have 3 reinforcements in the neck.
Yeah, this is like a weapon. Doesn't it look like a stormtrooper gun or something? Like, you can just go... Anyway. It's pretty cool, I have to say. I'm really happy with it. It's not a single thing about it that I don't love, even though I could have done the push-pull, right, Brent?
Yeah, but just having a 5-way is nice, because then you flick it where you want, and you're there. You don't have to.
No thinking, just do it. And each you've played it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, we're at G's, right? I mean, each flick of the switch, really, and little tone adjustment or volume adjustment, man, that thing's got a lot of different tones in it. It's a lot of tones in it.
No doubt.
And, yeah,
unlike the $10,000 amp that doesn't do anything.
Dude, right on, dude. I love your emoji, or whatever you go. What do they call it? Avatar thing. Yeah, I think you guys are jumping in from the Charles Green show that was here before, right? And I wanted to talk a little bit because Charles got me started on this a little bit for this topic. You're welcome. and then Tony's comment in Facebook got me going too, Tony. So I was like, oh my God, you guys are pissed off, man. But what it is for me, I think I understand this. So should we jump right into it? Brent, you want to start us off with a controversial get going comment?
No, start us off. No, you got to get into it. You got to get us into it, and I'll bring some comments though. I got my opinion.
Here I am. Yeah, it's a good way to get us started. Kind of calm us down a little bit, right? So I also have calm us down a little bit, right? So there you go. He's watching from above. I think he approves. That's what I think. I think he really does approve.
Then when it gets really bad, it's just
the great Saint Edward Van Halen. Right?
We're all friends here.
Anyway. Well, Wolf said a few years back, if it was possible, he was into a full-on VH reunion. Right, Russell? Yeah, man. I mean, who wouldn't want to make that happen? Especially, I think it was already in the planning stages with
the haters.
Edward Van Halen. I think that he was already planning it. I think that they were of the mind where they were getting ready to, like, you know what, we should do this not just for the fans but for ourselves too. We need to mend, fences and all. So and I appreciate that's why I appreciate Tony being here too.
I appreciate Johnny's perspective on, like, Johnny's like, dude, Edward's just a real guy. He's just a normal guy.
Yeah, man. It was about the music.
People are propping him up like he's a god, and it's like, no, he's a regular guy, man. He's
yeah. I mean, he was tinkering with stuff just like anyone. He was one of those kind of guys that, if he wasn't going out and didn't have a girlfriend at the time or whatever, he was with his guitar and thinking of things to fix and build and make and do. He was a doer. Remind me tomorrow. My computer always wants me to do stuff when I'm doing a show. Why? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so let's get it. This is going to be an epic topic, right? Epic. It would be epic. Yeah. So, okay. So here's my, the thumbnail. I didn't create any words on it because I didn't have time. So I just did it in the title. Is it the best or worst of all, right? All worlds tour? In other words, can anyone even pull this off at all? Should they just not even do it or try? Because Zeppelin died when Bonham died, and that was that. And so band's over, everyone went their separate ways, no more tours, no more nothing, no more shows, nothing. There might have been a open mic somewhere at some bar in London where it might have happened, but most likely they were never going to play. Here we go. Hey, what's up, G? What's up?
What up, G?
Was that Morgan? Most likely they were never. Taylor? Oh, we got. Here we go. You have to turn the YouTube off.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, Morgan, what's up? You got to come to the show. Did your dad tell you my plans?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, Morgan, what's up? You got to come to the show. All right, turn off the YouTube show.
You want to go to the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said yeah.
All right. So you're in StreamYard, right?
Yeah, I'm all hooked up. It took me a few.
You turned off YouTube.
Yeah, I turned it down.
Okay, no echo. We're good. All right, we got it. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Nice. Look at you, man.
What's up, everybody? I'm getting tech savvy. It's taking a little bit longer than usual, but it's coming around.
So are you ready for the show? Should we tell everyone what our crazy plans are?
Oh yeah.
Let's tell them. You want to tell them or should I?
Well, just so everybody knows, this has been within the hour, right? I happened to be doing Instacart earlier, and I get a phone call from Laz. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to the show?" And I'm like, "I didn't even know they were going to be in Inglewood on the 19th." But hell yeah, I've been wanting to see them. I've been looking up calendar, dates for the shows and stuff, and I just haven't really. I guess I needed a kick in the pants, and I got one today. So
basically, what's happening is definitely G's joining me, and so it's going to be Butch Knopf and Brent and Johnny Bean, JB. So Butch Knopf, Brent, and JB. But we don't have to. I guess he'll meet us there because he's coming from SoCal, kind of more southern even than LA, right?
Yeah,
you're just past Corona. So he's nearby the Fender Fact. By the way, dude, I'm wearing these sunglasses not because I have to or I'm trying to be funny or anything. I left my regular indoor progressive lenses glasses in the car because I bought a grill and we were talking while I was buying the grill, so you know about that. But anyway, yeah, this is the LZE show. There we go. I don't know what that is, but I'll go with it. Anyway, so the controversy, man. So we're gonna go to the show. G's gonna join us. Maybe some of his other friends or family might join us. We'll see. He's gonna let me know within 24 hours, and I'm gonna buy those tickets because I still haven't bought them yet. And then we're gonna go. We don't care where we're sitting. We're gonna go. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a blast. It's a Monday, so we gotta drive down early Monday morning. Brent, you're gonna be ready for that, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
and that's going to be a day later. So Saturday, Johnny Bean and I are going to the show at Concord Pavilion, famous, outdoor show stadium. I don't know. What do you call that? Outdoor place. It's going to be killer. Loverboy opening up for them. I hope they're going to sound great. I was really saddened to hear that the show that Fruitcake Tony and Charles Green went to was such a disaster. It sounds like everything went wrong for them. First off, they buy VIP tickets that were like $400-something a pop, right? They get there and then they're being told that they don't have VIP tickets. Or I think even a day or so before they were having trouble downloading or getting the VIP ticket approval because apparently the way the purchase was made, it wasn't in there. Like it wasn't like me buying the tickets in my name and I'm going. Somehow, I think the VIP thing has whoever does the VIP thing over there, wherever they saw it, they don't have it set up so that it's easily transferable or at all transferable. So they had a real tough time for a while trying to talk their way into, look, man, we bought these tickets. It was my daughter or whoever that bought them. I asked her to do it because I was busy working or something because I'm a working man or whatever, and couldn't get the VIP treatment they were expecting. Finally, they sent them to some kind of tent where there was nobody in there and nothing was happening there. After, like, you know, looking around for stuff, and one guy sent them here, another guy sent them there. They get sent around all the. Can you imagine just walking around? You pay that kind of money for a VIP treatment. You're thinking, okay, where's the freaking, you know, signings, free picks, you know, handing me a tour guide, or I don't, you know, maybe a backstage pass from the last show, or you know, something. And they got nothing. So, you know, big, you know, to whoever was handling that VIP thing over there, whatever happened there, that sounded like it was pretty lame. And then, of course, where they were sitting, I think Charles Green, you know, was mentioning in his show that where they were sitting, the sound didn't sound so good. And that can happen when you're up front. If you're off to the sides or you're in the corner and you're not in a place where the speakers are just right, maybe you're right next to the side of some speakers and they're just booming and you don't get any, you know, good direct sound. To me, you know, I would think if I'm going, I want to be somewhere center in that show, so I can get a good view of them all and I can hear them well. If you're going to be off to the sides, you're going to be okay. But in those indoor stadium places or even outdoor places, sometimes even worse, right? You're not going to get a good sound unless they're really doing a good job of, you know, setting it up with the right kind of sound system and everything. I doubt Sammy didn't spend buku bucks to make sure that the sound system and everything is going to kick ass. You know, but some of it's in-house, right? So let's say, oh, Fruitcake Tony's got a comment. So Sammy shouldn't be going out waving the Van Halen flag. He had a year to plan something big. If Dave Grohl can do it, he can do it. All those guests in Cabo every year. Please, not to mention VIP crap. Well, dude, so this is where I told, dude, God, man, I can't disagree with you more on this, because here's the thing, man. Not everyone can go to Cabo. I'd love to go to Cabo and go to, you know, Sammy's Cabo thing. Even now that he's got the Vegas thing going on, I can't wait to, you know, spend some money to go there. But people don't have money to burn, especially in this economy and stuff, you know, post-COVID and all. Not everybody's ready to go spend money like that. But a show in your freaking town, you can do, right? Gee, I mean, you can spend $80 on a ticket, right? You can do that. I can do it. Brent can do it. Ron, you can jump on a plane, fly out here. We can do it.
Yeah, $80 for the show ticket, $1,200 for the plane ticket.
Nah, it can't be.
And I won't get any VIP treatment
from
either.
Cleveland. From Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. Anyway.
Pittsburgh.
It'd be Pittsburgh.
I'm closer to Pittsburgh.
Out of? Okay,
yeah.
There you go. Well, yeah, any of those towns are hard to fly out of. They never have easy, cheap tickets, right? I know that from having lived in Cleveland and Cincinnati. You know, Cleveland's better than Cincy. Anyway, so yeah, and I don't know if it's a hater thing as much, Michael. I don't know. Is it Fruitcake Tony? I mean, yeah, Gary Sean shows up every time Sammy comes to Boston. He didn't show up last week. Well, maybe he's doing something else. I mean, isn't he on tour with his band? I mean, I don't know.
All I was going to say is that anybody can have a bad experience anytime, any show, anywhere, no matter what. So bad experience is just what it is. It's a bad experience. It's not the end of the world. That doesn't mean that everybody has that experience, but it does mean that experience happens.
Yeah,
and so it needs to be.
I mean, they have a band.
But at the same time, like, you hope that it's not how it's going for everybody. Shit, that'd be terrible.
Octo comes in with the voice of reason.
Yeah, I think Russell has it here. He says he's never seen Sammy and Gary in the same spot at the same time, so either one of them can be Superman. Absolutely right. Anyway, so let me give you my perspective on this. All right, so I understand the bad experience that those guys had at that show for several reasons. Number one, VIP treatment didn't happen. Number two, it's not Dave's Van Halen band, and that's what they really want to see. Okay, maybe four. Three, all right, it's not Van Halen. There wasn't a single Van Halen on the stage. So that's the other side of it. And four, okay, what was four? Oh yeah, the sound sucks. Another drink. All right, the sound sucks. The sound sucks. So that's four reasons.
Right one.
Yeah. So that was 4 reasons. I get it, you guys. I totally get it. Holly Lewis is here too. She's trying to catch up in 2x speed. Just come to the live right now.
Yeah, just come to the live.
Come to the live now. Come to the live now, Holly.
Come to the live now. Come to the live now.
Yeah. Holly,
Type in
come
the
live.
chat.
Hey, come to the live and do the refresh. Rewind in 2 times. Yeah, be with us, man. Anyway, because we want to talk with you, But I get it, man. So here's the thing. I think there's a definite disconnect in the Van Halen community between tell me if I'm wrong, between the Dave days and the Sammy era. Is there?
I'm with Russell right now.
After Gojira, this one?
Yeah. Gojira at the Olympics. That was a big deal.
Oh, see, I haven't even had time to watch any. I've watched little spots of the Olympic stuff. And by the way, just so people know, that whole thing about the Last Supper thing, that wasn't a Last Supper thing. That was a Greek art piece that they were imitating because it's a Greek Olympics game thing, and people just went nuts over that. Oh, they're reproducing the
It's French though. They're in France, right?
Yeah. French have no fear. Go France. Anyway, so
but anyway, but Gojira being there was amazing. It was a big moment because they're a French band, but there is a big moment for being included in the Olympics with metal. It's like it's awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? Sammy and his crew should have been at that. No, anyway, that would have been a great way to kick off the Olympics. Right, with Right Now. Is that not like a killer sports anthem? I used to go jogging in the morning. That would be the first song I'd hit, because if there wasn't something that got me going, was that piano part. And I've never tried to play that. How's it go? And no, I'm not going to try now because that'd be stupid. You got to at least sit down and figure out that song properly and then play it, because otherwise people are going to really hate on you on this YouTube thing. But all 31 of you that are in here, come and join the live chat. Let me know what you guys think about this. So my perspective is that, first off, you've already got the rawness between the Sammy versus Dave era stuff, because Sammy came out saying, Dave is not as good as a singer, and he's just a dancer, and da-da-da-da. And then Dave's out there saying, the Van Halens, they couldn't have gotten where they got to without me. And then you've got all this fighting back and forth between. Don't tell me those guys didn't know what they were doing. Come on, man. They're not stupid. They know controversy sells tickets. They're going to get all kinds of back and forth going and whatnot. And both of them had big hit albums, even though they were separate of each other. Maybe they really do have some animosity, but they got together again later. I don't think so. I think there was some gamesmanship going on there with how you play the media. We see it going on in politics all the time. Not just the media, but the rest of us public. Andy Kaufman did it brilliantly in his day. Brilliantly. People didn't know was he really dead or not, because he was always messing with people so hard. So bottom line is, those guys they're all pretty smart, and they were all a bunch of how would you put it? Smarty pantses. I can't think of a better word. That's not a stronger word. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Van Halen controversy early on, when they broke up, they really were hating on each other that much, or was there a lot of just stuff going on between the two Dave and Ed camps just to build up more drama around them, so they can get more attention and sell more records and stuff?
I think it was both.
I don't think it was to sell more necessarily, but it's just shit talking. People, when someone takes your place, when someone, thinks they're better than you or whatever, you guys are going to both talk shit.
Did that happen with Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel in Genesis? Not really. They went
give
separate
me
ways.
One example when they that doesn't change.
I'm just saying that
here.
What I'm saying, I guess, is that they could have gone separate ways.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what happened.
And what we're talking about is how the controversy that this stuff that goes on between the two camps, the Hagar and the Dave camp of Van Halen, right? How that kind of conflict, or whatever you want to call it, has drama that doesn't exactly hurt attention and sales and marketing, and you know what I mean. So I'm not saying we're all suckers to that, but
just from my perspective, being a huge fan back in the day when all that happened, it's like, oh no, the rumor's out, Dave's leaving. What? And it was a big deal. Again, your information highway was what, MTV, pretty much back then.
Right. Well, yeah.
When that happened, but the way it went down, and if they were faking it, they did a pretty damn good job. I mean, as far as Dave leaving the band initially, they did a hell of a job if they were faking it. But then
when time surfing aliens take, I'm sorry. Michael Anthony really is the adult in the room. That's funny.
He is. I mean,
he's the best singer in the band too.
If everybody, if everybody to come out of this thing squeaky clean and just like, I mean, you got to give that guy credit, and he seems like such a like warm-hearted guy. I mean, it'd be fantastic to meet him in person, but he's weathered the storm. I mean, he's weathered how many storms now, and he's like, I don't care. I just want to play. I don't care what's going on. I just want to play.
Yeah, man. And the thing about I think with Sammy too is that what's interesting is how he doesn't need the money. He's made more money selling tequila and sauces and Cabo Wabo guest houses and whatever.
He's made so much money on tequila.
He's made more money than he's ever made with Van Halen. Of course, that probably helped him, gain the notoriety, but it wasn't like he was an unknown before. I mean, he was pretty hot then. I mean, the guy had several hit songs at that time, pretty much.
He was huge before. He was
huge
Van Halen.
with Montrose, but then his own solo career too. I mean, I'll never forget that song. That opened up that heavy metal movie. One way ticket to midnight. Call in. I mean,
that was really the crux. That was really the crux of the argument when it came down to it, because people didn't want. They didn't want Van Hagar. They wanted Van Halen, and that was the crux of the whole argument. Because they didn't have a choice in that. No, I'm not saying. Well, that's maybe why they were so upset.
Yeah. And I get it, because nobody wants, it's like a divorce, right? Nobody wants to see the divorce happen, But they both went their own ways. They had their own careers. They did their thing. They were both happy to a degree. I think what really probably broke and hurt Eddie in later years was the fact that he wasn't as successful with Sharon as maybe, and he was in his music. If that was really, like Johnny Bean says, it was his album, if it really wasn't that accepted by the masses as he had hoped, that might have really gotten him depressed or down. Like, what happened? Nobody likes me anymore, kind of thing. And I thought
I think it's because they had the wrong singer.
I think that at that time, that music just wasn't popular, and that was a big part of it. That was going on the out. And Gary, and it could have been anybody, and I think they should have toured with Gary. Johnny says, I think he's right about this. They should have toured with Gary first, written songs on tour, introduced a couple of the songs on tour, then come out with an album when they've established the group. Every other singer had, with them. I mean, Sammy may be different in that he came in and right from the get-go, they were writing hit songs. And that's the magic of that duo. I think, it took time for them to write hit songs with Dave because they weren't all that mature yet as songwriters, maybe, It takes time, I think, to really develop your sound and who you are and what you are, And I think even Ed Van Halen would admit to that, it took time to develop that. Not everything, worked with their persona. So they had that conflict that is also good in a band. Sometimes you want the John Lennon versus the McCartney versus the George Harrison and then Ringo holding the beat back there, trying to keep everyone calm. And let's just play.
One question keeps coming to mind, I gotta say.
All right.
Do you want to take the blue pill or the red pill?
Right. You want to go back? Well, yeah, the point being is that, right, I mean, you can't go back, so there is no pill for going back, right? I mean, they did the Tattoo song was the biggest song out of that one album, right?
Oh, they had others from that album.
But that was probably the most recognized one.
Yeah, because of the MTV thing, the video.
And I think that was like the most Van Halen album that everyone recall being Van Halen, which was the early Van Halen, and then later you had the Van Hagar. Maybe they should have just called it Van Hagar.
I wish that song, instead of changing the lyrics, because I'm going to be honest with you, it was Down in Flames, if I recall, was the original song. And if you hear old bootleg audios of their first tour, they would throw that out there, they would play it. And that was a kick-ass song. But then when they came out with Tattoo, I was like, wait, what just I kind of dug the song, but it was way more corny than when it came out the first time when it was Down in Flames. I'm sorry. But that album overall, there were some kick butt tunes on that album. I mean, it was probably late as far as release, time-wise, because a lot of that music probably should have came out back during the Dave era back then, because there's some great stuff. If you're a hardcore Van Halen fan, if anybody has heard of those old bootleg tunes, you probably would agree with me. Or maybe not. I don't know. But
yeah, see, I think Russell, you and I are on the same page here. So Gary would have worked, but the timing and the vibe was completely wrong. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it was a timing issue.
Yeah.
But see, I'm a big fan of that album too. I dug it. I saw them live. They resorted to playing the Del Mar Fairgrounds that year. I was a little disappointed in all that. Because like, hey, where's all the fans? But I showed up. I saw it. I dug the album. A lot of people gave it flack, but I was still a fan.
And that's another side of it too that I agree with Johnny Bean on, is how he'll talk about, if the fans love Eddie and his music, they'd be there for him. So maybe it's what they have in their mind as what, like people like you were saying, or who was saying it? You were saying it, Brent, putting him up on a pedestal thing. Or was that you, Ron?
That was
Brent.
Me. Yep.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that put Eddie on the highest of pedestals, and that's why I like Johnny Bean's perspective on him, because he's been around it before. Is like he's a normal guy, and that's how we should treat everybody. Everybody's another person, and just because they have an extreme talent doesn't mean that they didn't work their ass off for it. Because I'm sure Eddie did. It was playing nonstop to earn that talent. So it's like, it's not just given. So it's it's all about what you choose to do with your time. And I think what's powerful about that is if you choose to do something great with your time, greatness will come. And you put that out there, and you do what it takes to get there. Then you're showing the world something they've never seen before, or something that's like extraordinary. And it's like,
right,
it shows that that's possible. So why not chase that? If everybody chased that individually, the world would be a different place.
Yeah, I think you have to be willing to take the risk of bringing someone else into the mix and see what happens. And like what Gunslinger here is saying, Sammy didn't break up Van Halen; he saved them, and together created magic. And there's something else here where somebody they talk about.
Because remember, they were also looking at Patty Smythe as a singer.
Yeah, can you imagine how that would have changed the band?
I don't think they would have done anything after that. Personally,
well, I'm just saying that it would have been. Maybe the music would have been totally different. It would have been way more pop than people of old Van Halen, would have appreciated, right? And that's the thing about, I think what was cool about, in my mind, what was cool about Edward Van Halen is that he was willing to say, look, no, listen to me. I want to do this. I want to do keyboards on this band. Band's called Van Halen. I built the city, basically. He was the one that it was kind of him and, I mean, realistically, man, it was him and Alex were the backbone. They were the part of that band, and that's why everyone's upset now. If you're still here, Tony, man, am I right about that or not? That's what you guys are upset about. It's not Ed or Alex up there, and they're calling it like a Van Halen tour. They're not calling it a Van Halen tour. They're calling it the best of,
Am I Joe Dirt? I love that movie.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Joe Dirte.
Here's
That's
I
right.
got something to throw out there and to think about. I mean, if you've got like almost the same exact thing happening right now. That timing wise, maybe a little bit off, but you got Pantera who are out and kicking ass without the two originals, members.
Right.
And I haven't.
People are hating on that too, calling it
Pantera. See, I was going to ask that because I haven't been keeping tabs on it, and I've said I won't see them because it's not who I remember.
Right.
But that's my own. Right. I'm not bagging on them, but I'm just like, hey, I you know, they're going to play the music. That's cool. I'm in for a raucous time and listening to that old music.
Right.
Again. But as far as being able to say, hey, I've seen Pantera, which I've never seen live, you know, play live. I got to meet Vinny, you know, in person at NAMM one year, whatever, but I never had a chance to see him. That's unfortunate. So then I would be more apt to go see them play, you know, their version of Pantera now. But it's almost the same thing with what Sammy's doing and Michael Anthony are doing, really. You got two original members, you know. Well, you got two in Pantera too. You got the bass player and you've got the lead singer. So what's the difference? I mean,
Rex and Phil.
Yeah. So what's the difference? I mean, you got those guys. I don't know. I don't see where the sourness comes in as far as
I get it. No, I get it.
He can't play like Eddie. He can't play. Not you guys at all, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing and the rhetoric that's coming out against.
See, I get it.
Like, hey, they're doing a tribute to the memory of the music. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. It's not.
Some people don't even want to hear that. And what I feel bad about, like Fruitcake here saying about the Gary thing, you know, it was just Dustin. It couldn't have been anyone else at that time either. But, you know, here's what I think about that. See, I get it. You know, some people just don't want to hear a bad, in their mind, version of Van Halen because no one else could do it like Van Halen. So anything else is going to be bad.
Exactly.
So they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you're never going to get that. You're never going to get that again. So why not enjoy? You got Sammy, you got the voice.
Yeah.
You got
so
Michael
now we've
Anthony, who's been Michael Anthony's been a huge part of both Van Halen.
Huge.
So and Satch, that guy. If you're my age, you guys are all except for.
I mean, the only other guy that I would say.
But I'm saying we know who he is and what he's capable of. If he's not playing exactly like Eddie, so what? I mean, he's paying homage to the guy. You know?
I think what people wanted. I think the reason why people have a problem with Satch is because he's such a technical player, and I think that the vibe that Eddie gave off to everyone was like, how is this even happening? How am I even doing this? Oh my God. And it was like, he was like a kid with a, you know, he knew what he was doing kind of, but he did. I mean, he did definitely know what he was doing, but he was still amazed by it. Whereas Satriani has gotten, you know, from, you know, pretty early on, right? He was teaching freaking Steve Vai, you know, right? Yeah. I mean, Kirk Hammett. Bottom line is this guy technically he was like Randy Rhoads in that essence, where he was a classically trained, you know, he did understand the theory and everything. He knew what notes he was hitting and why and how they would play, and he figured out different things to do so he wouldn't sound like Eddie. You know, he's a technical, it's almost more intellectual than feel. Not that he doesn't have feel. He totally has feel. I love Satriani's playing in his feel, and he gets emotional when he plays too. You see it when he's on stage, but it's a different vibe, and I think people miss the Eddie vibe, the smiling, happy, holy crap, this is amazing, I'm here, you know, and cigarette and puffy smoke rings and shit, you know. I mean, 5150, you know, the whole vibe of what they were about. It was like about letting loose and just being crazy. You know, and just letting it happen. And that's what everyone wants to connect to when they want to connect to something that isn't everyday life, that isn't measured, that isn't on the clock, that isn't, you know, synchronized, that isn't technical. They want to break free of that shit and they want to just let loose. And that's why the party vibe of the Dave era was so popular, even though Sammy brought that too, you know. But, you know, let's be real. Dave was better looking and he brought a lot of girls to that show because he was going after the girls in a way that Sammy
I'm so blind to that I can't tell. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
No, dude, if you want, you know, like, just look at the shows. There were way more chicks at the Dave shows than there were at the later shows.
It seems like Sammy's a girl's kind of guy. I don't know. It seemed like people would like Sammy.
He wasn't like a black belt.
I heard it. I said Sammy's a girly guy.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the shows that I remember that was Sammy, Especially when they had the jumbotrons. Oh yeah, there was a lot
Okay,
of,
so maybe there wasn't an.
If they
real
were
quick
all,
though.
see, the thing was, people were looking in the crowd. That's not what they were. They were all up front, and they were showing everybody the goods up front.
Maybe I was
Real
wrong
quick,
about
though,
that.
I gotta defend myself. I gotta defend myself with Holly Lewis. She's giving me trouble in the chat.
Where?
She's giving me trouble in the chat. She's saying that she doesn't agree with what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is essentially, you need to put, so let's give the 10,000 hour, comparison. A lot of people say you need 10,000 hours to become a pro at something, no matter what it is. So what I'm saying is that you need a minimum of 10,000 hours to even be qualified to talk, essentially. Because if you haven't put in those 10,000 hours, you don't have a reason to talk. Yeah. But Eddie Van Halen put in that time.
Oh, hell
and he made that great music. So he earned it. That's all I'm trying to say is that he earned that music because he put the time into it. He didn't take any shortcuts. There's other people that have made music that it didn't make it to his level, but that's not Eddie's fault.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what you're trying to say here, Fruque Tony, so I got to highlight you on this one. So nobody wants to pay tribute to the greatest guitarist who ever lived and change music forever. A shame. So how's that a shame? I don't get that. So are you saying that
they're not playing?
It's a shame that nobody else is. Oh, yeah. I don't think it's about that, dude. I think that honestly, my feeling is this. I mean, you don't think that Joe Satriani and Eddie Van Halen ever met and talked? I mean, I bet you they had respect and revered each other for what they've both accomplished, right? And to me, I don't think Eddie would want anyone to play him note for note. As a matter of fact, he fucking didn't do it every night either. It was improvised every fucking night. He did it different. So come on, man. I wish that, honestly, in those days when that kind of music was going off the cliff and nobody cared anymore because, hair metal became makeup and hair metal or something. I don't know what the difference was, but yeah. Poison came out and wrecked it all for everyone, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but I left it at that point because I'm like, God, there's nothing here for me that I care about anymore. I mean, you guys are really wrecking it all. You're like, God. Anyway, but the bottom line is that I wish then Eddie did go and do a jazz album with frickin' Alan Holdsworth because he tried to bring Alan Holdsworth to the world. He had him opening up for some of his shows. No one cared. The thing is that Eddie was a music lover like the rest of us that, don't just want to follow one band religiously and only be like a slave to that. We're open-minded enough to appreciate all different kinds of genres of styles of music and different kinds of players and everything. And to me, I appreciate the fact that Satriani is not trying to play Van Halen note for note. Because I think, in a sense, he's respecting him even more that way. All these people on freaking Instagram and YouTube doing all the copycat stuff of, anyone can copy anything. Try putting your own spin on a Van Halen song and see if people are going to like it. That's brave, man. So I think what Joe Satriani is doing is way more brave than some guy up there, just copycatting it. Anyone can probably do that with enough hours of practice, like Brent was saying. Don't you agree?
Joe Perry, he's that way. He said it many times. I don't want to go up and I don't want to go up and play the same stuff every night because everybody's heard it on the album. After a while, it starts sounding like karaoke. I like to go out and do something a little bit different every time. At what point? Okay, so if Joe went out and said, "Hey, I'm gonna copy everything masterfully, and I'm gonna get Eddie spot on," okay, well, we all know how Eddie can play. So what's the point? Yeah. Let's hear the music the way Joe himself
his interpretation. And it's like Mozart or Beethoven or anything else. No one knows how Mozart exactly played it. No one's alive that heard it. There's Mozart being playing all over the world.
There are people who want to hear the music exactly the way it was every time because at that moment in time when you hear that music on the album,
quit bringing facts into the
I know, I'm sorry.
emotional argument.
You
I do have
know,
a T-shirt that says that, right?
There's that aspect. There's that mindset. Joe Perry. Hey, I don't want to play the same thing all the time. I'll get it close enough, and then I'll ad lib, whatever. Well, Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush, he was always told. He always somebody. I heard somebody say on one of these interviews on YouTube or whatever. It was an old interview. He said that you see air drummers, all these guys air drumming to my music or to Rush's music because I play the same stuff every time. You have to play it the same way every time. Otherwise, people are going to go, oh, man, he missed that part. The part that everybody wanted to hear, you know, the half of the audience, all those drummers
like
wanted to hear
Copeland
that.
doesn't have that one fill. If you don't have that one fill in that song, it's not the song. And then
you ruin the song. So I can see that. I understand that. That can happen because if you hear somebody who's playing a drum riff and it has nothing, it sounds kind of like it, but it doesn't sound like it's supposed to. It's going to ruin the song. I mean, it is. But
Fishball,
it's like, okay, where do you draw that line? You know, do you say, okay, where do you draw the line? So let's take it for what it's worth. Eddie's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, Alex doesn't want to be a part of it. So let's accept what's out there, man. These guys, from what I've seen, the videos I've seen.
But that's what makes a great band, though, too. Is if
this is going to go long, you guys. I could tell.
I know.
That's what makes a great
album, though, is that when you have a band that on the album you essentially contain what was the essence of that album and the essence of what they were bringing to the table. And then when you see them live, that whole thing opens up and it's a whole different thing. It's a whole nother ball game. That's how it should be, in my opinion. It's not always that way, but that's how it should be. When you get a taste of the music on the album, but when you see them live, it's just like, oh my God, this is bigger than life. You know, that was what got me into music. Essentially, is just when you see it live, when you really see the big bands playing, you're like, man, this is special. This is just something special.
Guitar Man and Ed Dana, what's up, you guys?
My first concert was Metallica, 2003, 2002.
Oh God, for a first concert, that was been fucking.
It was insane.
I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs tonight because I'm excited and everything.
And it was like the first band that was up was Mudvayne, and you could just feel the bass and everything just moving everywhere. And we're in a big stadium, and it's still moving like that. It was nuts.
Do you remember that first,
16 years old? It was amazing.
Mammoth show, dude, that we saw at Ace of Spades together? I mean, damn, I mean, Dirty Honey brought it. You know?
Dirty was great.
They brought it. They were a down home American rock and roll with a little southern, you know what I mean. They got that.
No, the guitar player literally plays a Les Paul through two Marshall heads live. And it sounds like exactly what you'd think it sounded like. It just sounds
and it was amazing. And the singer, holy crap, that guy, what's his name, can sing. Brody's Jam Cave, what's up, dude?
Yeah, it's a great singer.
Here's the thing: if you're going to be a band and you're going to play live, or obviously you got to get the music right to begin with. I mean, if you're gonna, back in the day, back in the day, I've heard from people who have personally seen Aerosmith back in the day. I'm not ridiculing them, but they have said that they do not sound like their album at all live. In fact, they got a lot of bad reviews in the 70s and late 70s, early 80s.
But you know one reason why?
The dope and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
he couldn't remember what to play.
Sure. Yeah, so that had, but that there's when you see a band live, you want to hear the album. That's the way.
Machine Shop.
I never did. So see, that's where I'm different. I'm different.
But I mean, to a certain point, you want to hear the album. But if they nail it and then they ad lib in between, that's good for me too. That's like, whoa, dude, he just added to the lead, or Alex, whoever, Neil Peart just added that film to what's already there. Yeah. It's kind of a happy balance. It's kind of a fine line you got to walk, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But how do you criticize these guys who are trying to pay homage to music if they're not getting it dead on? They're just presenting the music to a crowd who misses it. You know what I mean? So if it's not exactly perfectly perfect, I mean, I don't know if they're missing the point, or I don't know. As long as if it sounds good and they're presenting the music the way it was supposed to be presented, and you're getting that vibe from it, it's there, then it's good.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me address Tom Lyle. Sorry about the F-bombs, dude. I think that's not entirely true, though. I think that sometimes excitement. I mean, the word itself is not necessarily a bad thing. So it's not a representative of a bad act. You know what I mean? Though some people will use it in a negative way.
Yeah, I hope we're not
I'm
being
speaking
negative.
from
We're trying to be silly here.
No, I'm just trying to speak from a point of excitement and whatnot. I mean, I'm excited about this, but at the same time, you're probably right. There might be a little bit of assumption of negativity or attack kind of thing from people using the. Nah, stop it, Ron. Don't be like that, man. Come on. See,
We're having fun. That's
here you guys go. Don't be making fun of each other.
Gotta have a sense of humor, man. Gotta have a sense of humor.
But no, I appreciate you addressing that though, dude, because yeah, I usually don't drop F-bombs in my show almost ever, right? You guys? Only when I'm excited. And I gotta say, you know, and my sweetie does not like it at all when I use words like that. But the bottom line is that to me, you know,
sunglasses, that's what's doing it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, I'll go like this. I can't see anything now. I'm like totally blind.
You know,
I can't see the comments.
You know,
sorry, I don't have the right.
The one thing about what these guys are doing, like Pantera, the version of Pantera that's out now, is they almost have it better than being a cover band. Because if you're a cover band, let's say you're like the Van Halen tribute band or this tribute band,
yeah,
you better nail that music, right?
Yeah, let's drop that part of the subject because I think we've over talked about that. I think it's very true. It's like what Raymond here is saying. I don't want to go to a concert and listen to the album. I have it at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see you know what they can do with. They're musicians. Create something. You know, that's what.
But that's
I find
individual
very
taste.
exciting. Yeah. And I find that very exciting about seeing something live. And not everyone's going to like that because you're right. There are some people. And I think that's another part about the different camps of Van Halen or other music fans. There are those who want to go there to see it and hear it exactly how they envision it should be in their mind. They have an expectation. And sometimes
exactly they expect that sometimes. There's some people that really do.
I have a friend that's like that.
It not being like that. They will get upset that, hey, I paid to hear them play, and now they're up there. Dave's up there talking and sounding like a lounge lizard up there, you know. Yeah,
I have a friend that when he goes to a show, he wants to hear what he heard on the record. And I said, well, you know, they sometimes he goes, hey, if they think they could make it better, it would have been better on the record. Yeah. That's his outlook.
And Tony's saying here, I know you're pretty. I'm sure you're probably pissed off about the VIP thing, dude. So, but Tony, it is a Sammy. It's Sammy Hagar's Best of All Worlds tour tribute to Van Halen. That's what it's called.
It should be.
And like Raymond is saying here, it was billed as a Sammy Hagar show. They didn't call it a Van Halen show. And I bet you if he wanted to call it that, Alex would have been fine with it, but like
truthfully,
some of these
if
guys,
you think about it, when they say "best of all worlds," they could be giving a nod. They could be giving a nod, to Surfing with the Alien. They're saying "best of all worlds." They could be giving a nod to that in the first place,
and the chicken foot stuff, and the best of all worlds from their perspective, and they're putting it out to you because they're the musicians, they're the arartists.
Now that is the question.
To you, and
so if they're doing it that way, so are they exclusively playing Van Halen?
Where's the comment? I'm trying to find.
But Laz, are they exclusively playing Van Halen, or are they?
No, they're
playing
not. No, they're not. They're doing Sammy songs. They're doing Satch songs. I don't know if Michael has his own song in there somewhere, but if he does, that would be cool. Because I know.
Not legally, they took him from him.
Yeah, back in the day, he was talking about wanting to break out into his own bass solo project, and everyone laughed at him. Poor guy. I mean, why? That guy's a talented musician. It's not just that he's a bass player, and everyone makes fun of bass players. Oh, he's a stupid bass player. Like Sting's a stupid bass player, really? Stuart Copeland would talk shit to him in their rehearsals about how you're just a bass player trying to tell me how to play the drums, and Sting is creating the freaking symphonic piece as a pop thing that he knows is going to be a hit again.
Playing bass while singing,
and they don't want to listen to him, or Stuart didn't want to listen.
Look at Geddy Lee.
How many big hit songs did Stuart Copeland do without Sting? I think it's a big zero, and I love Stuart Copeland. Don't get me wrong.
In recent
love him. He's the guy who actually, that was the dude that made me really want to pick up the sticks and play the freaking drums. Yeah, it's like Ace really made me want to play the guitar.
A recent interview I saw with Stuart Copeland, and he said, Sting was a genius.
Please, Sting, come back so we can make some more hit songs and make more money.
Yeah, he openly admits it. The guy we used to have our arguments, and I used to get so mad at him, but the guy was a
Yeah.
was a genius.
And that's the thing, Raymond, you're dead right about that. And this is the thing that a lot of people are not understanding. Van Halen as a money-making entity now isn't owned by one person or two brothers anymore. It's owned by lots of people. There's entities involved, right? Everyone from Fender Music Corp to whoever, right? There's all kinds of people involved in that. And they don't want Sammy to take that and put his stamp on it like it belongs to him. It doesn't. And he's fine with that. He doesn't need it. He's not putting this out there as if this is, Van Halen part 5 or whatever you want to call it.
Van Halen 2.0,
This is not. This
better than ever.
This is not Chicken Foot Halen. This is it's
not Van
Sammy's
Halen's
best
circle.
of all worlds that he can come up with, that he can put together for you all. All right. This is the best of what he can put together for everyone, man. This is what he can put out for you. This is what he's got. And he threw his own million plus easily, right? To put together everything that he's taken around, right?
Million
if
and a
it
half.
fails, it's his failure, right?
Yeah.
It's his name, Sammy Hagar's. It's his name. So okay, dude. Dude, I'm glad you came in though. It was good to have you in here.
Hey, put it this way. If you look at it like this,
he's not always here every Thursday. Yeah.
Look at the age of the guy. I mean, give him the credit. I mean, that guy. He's
holy
over.
Crap. If I'm doing that at 70 something.
What is he? 70? What is
76?
He's 76 now.
My mom's like that age, and she's like, "Oh,
hey, that's 4 years from 80, y'all." I mean, come on. And the guy, when he performs on stage right now, if you see him perform on stage, if you didn't know the guy, you'd be like, "Damn, what is he? 50?" He's got.
Ain't no Mick Jagger.
Yeah, and Raymond's putting it very well. Raymond,
true.
Raymond, we got to get together sometime because we are going to meet up with your niece, I believe, right, Amanda, down in LA for the second show. We're going to see that long weekend because we're going to make it not the lost weekend, but the long weekend. Okay, I'm not getting into the Van Halen, but anyway, we're going to make it the long weekend of Sammy's Best of All Worlds Van Halen tribute. We are going to go down and we're going to meet up hopefully with them before or after the show. I know that Lori Tucker, you know who she is, right? You guys know who Lori Tucker is? She got Amanda into the show, so they're going to be there together. So hopefully we'll meet up at the show. Even that would be even better. One of the good things about having a cheap, crappy seat is it's not hard to leave it. You can wander around and you won't mind wandering around because your seats aren't that good anyway. So you're like, go hang out with friends somewhere, right? But yeah, Lori, hot for teacher. She was the teacher, right? She's gone. And who else? And I'm hoping there might be a cameo. I want to look at where is Extreme playing right now. Is it possible that Nuno might fly in if he's not in LA to pop up on that stage or somebody? I mean, I don't think he'll show up on stage, but I would be surprised if Alex Van Halen wasn't in the vicinity because they're friends, right? They've made amends and all that stuff. So they're friends. So where's Dave at right now? What's he up to? Where's he at?
Maybe he'll
show up. He might show up. He won't come to the Concord show. He might show up to the Inglewood LA show. Another reason why I want to go to that show. Not just to see him twice and do the same. And I bet you they don't do exactly the same thing. There'll be some things that are typically scripted, of course, but they might throw a different song in here or there. And that they're going to show the LA crowd a little something extra because that's their hometown, man. Right. So I'm excited and I don't care what anyone says about their bad experience. I'm sorry for that. Sorry it happened to you. I'm sorry you spent that much money on it. I thought about buying a VIP ticket too, thinking that maybe I can get some pics and get some things or, have a special experience and meet Sammy and meet Michael and meet Doogie, meet some of these people, I've met Doogie. Anyway, secret. I actually have. Very cool dude, by the way. Loves sushi. Anyway, so maybe Mandy will, yeah. Well, maybe she'll paint the freaking guitar for him too. Dude, her Bad Can amps were the talk of freaking NAMM this year. Andertons had to buy them because they wanted them that badly. She was the talk of NAMM, dude. I don't know if they have like most badass new artist in the freaking convention center. Maybe not a guitarist or a player, but an artist nonetheless. She was it, man. She was bringing it. I thought that was awesome.
It was.
Very excited for her. She's really, and after all the crap that she's gone through in the industry, she deserves a win. So Amanda, kudos to you for not letting all that stuff push you off, or off your whatever you want to call your path toward, greatness as an artist in the music world, man. Do it. Yeah. Right on. Woohoo. Wonder Woman Amanda, right? Yeah. I wish I had a Wonder Woman soundtrack thing, right? Wonder Woman. There you go, man. Oh, you're right
Sorry.
there.
Just got over a cold.
Anyway,
I'm gonna mute this real
yeah, that's the thing, that when you spend that money and it doesn't work out, that I get it. I totally get it. That's why I'm saying I understand the psychologist side of me, the person. I'm not a trained psychologist or certified or anything like that, but I have studied and I've gone to school for some things. I do understand a lot about the psyche and the mind and feelings and whatnot, right? So I totally understand the feelings, man. I really do. I can totally empathize with Tony and Charles Green and anyone else who is going there to expect to get blown away by this tribute and they're not. And to have that kind of sour, beginning, right? It's like having a big sip of sour something right before you're eating a meal. It wrecks it for the rest of the meal, right? So right from the get-go, that whole VIP thing just wrecked it for them. So I'm sorry for that, because I think they deserved, as fans, I think they deserved more from that,
I
right,
concur.
Ron? Yeah. So I get it. I get the anger. I get the upsetness, but like what I'm talking about, I mean, this is, maybe, yeah, best of all worlds. I mean, maybe it's not the best of all worlds, maybe the name of the tour might be a little bit wrong, because it almost sounds like, oh, this is the best of all, the best of all, kind of. No, maybe it should have been called, this is this is what we got. No, I'm kidding. This is all we got. We don't got Van Halen anymore. We don't have Alex. We don't have Eddie anymore, man. So we're giving you the best. We're giving you what we got. We're giving you the best we've got.
But how I'm looking at it as the best of all worlds, they're taking stuff from every one of their bands.
All right. Thanks,
they're
Adam,
playing Montrose. They're playing Sammy's solo. They're playing Surfing with the Alien.
So they're not really doing just a Van Halen tribute.
Yeah, it's like the best of everything they did.
Best of, members of the band show. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's billed incorrectly. Maybe they should have, more concentrated on Van Halen than if they really wanted to make a Van Halen tribute out of it. Then,
I mean, if you go to Pantera now, Charlie is doing Vinny justice, pretty much. Right on. Zach,
I agree.
Zach is doing good, very good with Dime stuff, but he's also adding his Zach touch to it.
How can he not pinch harmonic like crazy?
Exactly.
That's him.
But Charlie, on the other hand, is right there with Vinny.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then you do have Phil singing. You got Rex there. So,
and you're not going to have.
I'm a Pantera fan, and I was pissed. Job. I was pissed when they come out. I thought it should say a Pantera tribute.
Right.
I admit I was pissed.
The Dung Beatles. Right. That's funny, dude. Well, I don't know. I'm not ready to close the show yet, but I definitely want to say that I don't think that there's another singer out there alive today that could bring it like Sammy could when it comes to the Van Halen stuff. I don't think Dave has it anymore. He's, almost like rambling up there sometimes. It doesn't seem to me like he's really doing the Van Halen thing. He's doing the DLR thing with Van Halen songs. And I think what was great about Alex and Eddie and Michael and David together as a group is it's like in physics, when you have the quarks and the neutrinos and the electrons and all these things kind of coalescing together to make matter that makes things in life
that matters.
that make things what they are, right? It creates the reality that we have. You have one removed from that, it all kind of freaking falls apart and nothing's there anymore, right? Bottom line is that's kind of what happens with a band sometimes. That magic that made that one like element of sorts, is lost without one of the parts of it. Just like the Beatles were lost without Bonham. They knew. I mean, not Beatles. I mean, Zeppelin. Of course, the Beatles fell apart for a different reason too, and that was partly because they were maturing as individuals, and they wanted to break off and do their own thing.
Yoko.
That's what.
Yeah.
I think she gets too much. She gets too much hate for that.
I watched the interview. I watched the interview with Paul McCartney, and he said that she was a big reason because John
I'm sure she
took
was
her
distracted.
everywhere.
Yeah.
He said we didn't bring our wives or girlfriends to the writing and the recording, but she was there. And he said, but now, he said at the time we were in our 20s. He said now, I'm 80, and I see it that the guy was just in love. We should just he's in love. Hell with it.
Okay, now he has a more adult perspective on it. Looking back,
have you guys? I just recently came across a video clip of when Chuck Berry played with John Lennon. I forget what show they played live on. It was televised, I believe, and then Yoko does her little screaming fit in the background, and Chuck Berry looks back. He goes like, you can see it on his face. Like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
It's brutal. I've seen that. It's rough.
Oh man, I lost it. I saw that. I lost it.
His eyes get this big too. His eyes are like, it's so funny. Like, are you serious right now?
He's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and Raymond, I totally understand why you're not going to, because there are times that I'm like, I don't need to go to the show.
I just like live music.
Yeah, that me too. I wanna support what they're doing with my wallet. To be honest, I want to support.
The thing is, like, I like Joe Satriani.
And I want to see them.
Like, I would go see a Joe Satriani concert.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not see him play some Van Halen? Hell yeah, let's go.
Hey, Lewis.
Man,
you guys mentioned it.
Like, but I'm not like so diehard that if he plays a note wrong, I'm gonna fucking want to kill myself. I don't care that much. It doesn't matter.
You guys, mentioned Laz. You mentioned it's the best of all worlds. I'm wondering if because I've seen just a few video postings of the show, but I'm wondering if even Jason Bonham is gonna play some of. He had a hit in the '80s. "Wait for You" is what it was called. I think. Yeah, that was a cool song. It was a big song back when it came out. So I'm wondering.
That was like what, 87, 88?
Oh yeah, at least. Yeah, that was a good song, good album. But I was just wondering if they're going to throw any of his music in there as well. I haven't seen it, but
hey, Holly, I'm glad to hear that. Holly, if you guys didn't know, Holly is like radio goddess here in the chats.
So that's good to hear, Russell. I like Jason a lot. I wish him the best in everything he does. I hope he keeps rocking.
Very strong and looks great too. I agree. And I'm not sure who the keyboard guy's name is, but I think he's from Australia. I think so, right? Something like that. Anyway, I think he's doing it up there too. He's trying to, do it. It's tough being the keyboardist in a rock band.
And John Lord did it
I've
pretty
always
good.
I've got the keyboards here, but I've always wanted the guitar because the guitar is the
really, Russell. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Russell saying he lost 100 pounds. Wow. Not Russell, but Bonham, Jason Bonham.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I wonder why he put it on, but at the same time, having lost his dad at a young age, I'm not surprised that, there's all kinds of trauma that can come from that kind of a loss. Brent knows from his own physical trauma and then emotional trauma that followed. Ron knows that as well, right? And so, from trauma, there are different ways that people will cope. Sometimes it's, drugs or food or just not giving a crap because you just don't want to have to deal with the world because you're so much in pain, and it takes a while to break out of that sometimes. We can talk about that on Sunday show, and I won't wear sunglasses, I swear. I'll let you see my eyes, one of which is kind of crooked. Anyway, but yeah, back to the Van Halen shows and this whole thing. I mean, really, I give Sammy a lot of kudos for pulling it off. People are having a good time there for the most part. I'm really sad to hear people that were upset. And it's just like when Jay was upset with Kiesel when he got his, pink guitar. He, shouldn't probably have reacted online the way he did, but he was upset about it, and he was like, what the hell is this salmon looking thing, and he was probably looking for more of a hot pink kind of
They gave him the color of his personality.
Yeah, I won't go there. I don't have a problem. I mean, okay. I'm not gonna say any negative about any of those guys because I think they're, whatever. But the bottom line is that Kiesel, holy crap, they've come a long way since then too. That was like maybe 5-6 years ago anyway, right? And they've come a long way since then. They didn't have the best of customer service then, and Jeff admits and owns up to that. And good for him. That's how you change things and make things better. You reflect on where you are at with whatever you're doing. Like my state of my studio, for example, I never, I'm still using the snowball mic here. I've ordered a better one. It hasn't come yet. I'm getting a new,
What's the news on that?
I emailed them about, hey, this thing got sent back according to Reverb or the postal service that it was the incorrect address, and why didn't you have the correct one? Here's the correct one. Send it back. So we'll see. But yeah, to me, I think I give Sammy a lot of kudos for having the guts to first off do it, and maybe there's some truth to what Tony or others are saying, that this is really a Sammy show, or it's a circle show with Bond. I mean, it is. It's a chicken foot show with Joe. Right? That's chicken foot. Basically. Wasn't Michael playing with them when they were chicken foot?
Mm-hmm.
So the only different guy is the keyboardist and whoever you are, dude.
Well, the drummer, Chad.
Les Claypool. Les Claypool.
Les Claypool. Yeah.
He can play that music.
How can you play? God, how can you beat that guy? So the bottom line, man, is that this is the best of all worlds in the reality we live in today, and that's what they're putting out. And they're trying to, do the best they can, and have fun. I think that's what Eddie would have, if I can call him Edward. Some of the people out there like, oh, you only like being called Edward, really? Some of you guys got to get over yourselves and your little like bracketing of who's a real fan of who and what. Some of us were born a decade before you and heard the music before you even knew of it, so you don't need to get on your high horse about who's the better Van Halen fan crap. That's something that I really, really abhor. So when people are hating on each other because they think they're better than each other, or the other, or what, you know what I mean?
What does abhor mean?
Abhor, to hate, to really not appreciate.
Okay. Thank you.
Defined. Anyway, so time's surfing alien, right? Yeah.
That was a real question that I knew would be funny.
Okay, abhor. Or could it be a boring? Could be a bore, like a piggy, a wild one. Anyway, it's a wild Miss Piggy just popped into my mind, like she's wild in the forest. Anyway, that's my reality. Oh my God. So the bottom line is, man, you're right.
We're gonna see him on the 19th.
You're right, Zach, but at the same time, he burned them down right from the get-go with the unwrapping and all, and he didn't have to do that. And he could have played it a little bit smarter and probably got treated better if he would have been a little bit more diplomatic in the situation, but he wasn't. He was Jay. If there were some things about this that I wasn't happy about, I'd just call Flock and I say, hey, Flock, this isn't exactly how I like this. As a matter of fact, I wasn't expecting that top pickup to have a complete cover like that. My draft of this thing in the system was black, pulls showing through everything. But I didn't, have a conniption about it. And the bottom line is that Flock, if I would have called him and say, hey, can we work this out or something? I don't really like it, you know, or something about. But you know, when you just burn them down, like, come on, what the hell is this kind of reaction? Then yeah, I don't
Ron
think.
was dreaming of Call of Duty.
Yeah, he is. Ron, do you have anything to say?
No.
Hey, you're still loaded in
No,
now.
I mean, you caught me. You know, I've been working on cellos all day.
Yeah, you're probably knee deep in cello dust right now.
Yeah.
Just refinishing or using other stuff?
I fixed cracks in it, everything. Now
Thanks,
I'm
Louis.
refinishing it.
Jesus
I gotta
Christ.
tell you guys,
You're a trooper.
if you guys want a custom made, I'm talking about a custom made guitar to your specs.
Can't go wrong with
Right.
Diesel, man.
In America for under $3,000. I mean, just don't even tell me you can find
And
it.
they do guitars under $2,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not going to find something that amazing. It was a little over 3. It was like 32. You're not going to find anything that amazing. I mean, that the build on this, like, holy mackerel, man, you guys, I'm telling you, this is like, I mean, it blew me away when I first picked it up. Oops, I did that again.
You know, if anybody knows about the history of Kiesel and Carvin,
yeah,
when Carvin was the original factory was located in Rancho Bernardo. I lived close enough. I used to go to the storefront that was in there, and I was amazed back then at the quality of the Carvin guitars.
Exactly.
And I never even really. I thought they were more just of audio, stuff like the amps and the monitors and stuff like that. I knew they had that aspect of it, but until I walked in one day, I was like, wow, Carvin, look at this. They actually have guitars. This is incredible. The quality back then was insane. So it just carried over.
Right.
It just carried over. I mean, colors, well, that's all, subjective. If you, I see something different, but the quality, the feel of the guitar, they've made quality guitars even back then. I mean, they're great for the money. Dude, an American-made musical piece of musical equipment for under $2,000, or depending on what you want to put on it.
For under $7,000, which is at the level that I've seen guitars built like that. This is like a $7,000 guitar.
Dude,
I'm serious, man. I mean,
the quality, the fit and finish, you can't go wrong.
The bridge is a proprietarily designed in collaboration with each other between Hipshot and Kiesel. You can't even buy this bridge anywhere else, and it's amazing. There's not a sharp point on it anywhere. You can, rest your butt on that thing. You're not gonna, you can sit your baby on that. Nothing's gonna happen, right? I mean, baby will be happy. And it just feels and plays perfectly. The frets being stainless steel and the ends being so perfectly ball bearing round. I mean, my God, the level of attention to detail of this, the ebony fretboard being a thick chunk of ebony, by the way. It's not like some thin little ebony, it's a thick piece of ebony, a good 1/4 inch roughly, right? And then they gloss the edges of that too, along with the back of the neck, which, it might have been easier not to do that. And of course the fret ends are nicely rounded. So it's got that played in feel, and Flock gave me the good tip of, hey, when I told him about what neck feel I like and that kind of thing, he said, I know you might not think this is the right way to go, but you should go with the thin neck, because the amount of paint we're going to put on the back of this thing, including gloss, it's going to build up enough, and you don't want a big chunky neck, right? And and I'm like, yeah, and I trusted him, and he led me down the right path, man. It feels great. It's a little bit flatter than most of the necks that I play in my, but not really, It's not like wizard thin. It's kind of like a little bit like the Schecter, It's kind of like that, but it's gloss, So the bottom line is that there's nothing on that guitar. I actually wanted to, Brett knows, I wanted to knock the gloss off the neck, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Kind of liking the gloss.
Yeah, I think you should leave it.
Yeah, it looks so good. I mean, I almost would hate to knock that clear coat off to get rid of the sparkle. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys want a seriously, high level quality custom build guitar for half of what its value really in my mind is, that's the place to go. There's other companies, Sir, any of those guys that do that
Sir's
stuff.
way overpriced
Yeah.
for what you get.
Yeah, I've seen
Fender.
Sirs.
It's
Anderson.
an American Fender. It's an American Fender for custom shop prices.
Yeah, I've played Sirs and held the Sirs and held Kiesels and stuff, and based on the quality and / money, I mean,
they're about half the price, right? They're
less
hour and a half.
because Sir, you're gonna pay a hefty price.
See you, Holly.
A guitar.
I mean,
but
for entry
Kiesel,
level for Sir is $3,000.
Yeah,
that's entry level.
Yeah, they're not cheap. And Kiesel, as far as you can't go wrong. I think that the issue with Carvin has always been, and I've heard it before. Before they were Kiesel years ago when they first started, they went to Carvin, and then now they're back to Kiesel. But when they were Carvin, a lot of people, there were a couple of guitars that people dug the style, but for the most part, they were quirky, they were weird, they were kind of like, that's Carvin. You know how Carvin is. It just, they just kind of, they always had that stigma about them.
That's unfortunate. It's kind of like the Parker Flies, that body design. And
for
they had a good idea, but they should have just done like Phil McKnight always talks about. If you guys just did a few standard kind of Strat and whatever body shapes too, you guys would kill it with your technology here. But they were just trying to. No, we're going to stick with this body shape. We're just,
So I think the Carvin shapes back then, they were like, okay, there were a couple that were nice, but if you actually held one of those guitars and played it, you're like, wow, I don't care about the shape really. This
Levi wanted it, but this thing
feels fantastic. This thing sounds, feels, and plays fantastic.
Yeah.
Now Jeff has taken that and changed it all. As far as the designs and all that stuff, I think he's gone the right route. I like the designs. There's some that are kind of whatever.
Yeah, Gunslinger.
Somebody might like that. Somebody might like that, but I'm not a fan. But most of his new shapes, I'm digging.
Oh yeah,
especially the headless models.
Yeah,
and
Gunslinger Nickerson.
Gunslinger Nickerson 72 here has got the right answer. He's like, Kiesel does it so unique. Custom guitars, anything in your imagination, they will build for an incredible price. Well, I don't know if they'll just do any kind of shape and any kind of thing. So they're not going to do anything. But they're not like totally cookie cutter either. But they will, make a guitar. I just can't imagine someone not being totally happy with it unless they have some issue with some part of the build. And I've seen some videos of that. I've seen some people say, hey, I got it, and I didn't like that there's this issue here. But then they took care of it, and they treated their customer right, and they fixed it, and that's what you do. Not everything's going to be perfect. Quality control is always tough. I think one of the best companies that have done quality control and has really led the way for so many people, so many companies, so many companies, I think is PRS, because they're one of those companies that really, they took that bar and they says, I think we're going to bring it up, and let's see if you guys can match this, because we're not letting anything slip through that's not playable quality and set up right and done right. And
it's too bad their pickups sound terrible.
Do they sound terrible, or
those guitars are so expensive?
I'm just joking.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I'm half joking.
Yeah. I don't know. Are they lifeless, soulless guitars? I don't think so.
No, I don't believe that. That's not what I said.
Who's got more soul than Santana? Holy crap. That's what I always cracks me up when I hear this soul.
No, I don't believe what you just said, but I'm just saying, go up to 90%. Go to not Real Guitars, Danville Music. Go to Danville Music. Okay. Go up to any of their PRSs and try to wiggle the tone knob and the volume knob. Every single one of them will be able to wiggle.
Which ones?
Any PRS in any shop you find across America.
What wiggles?
The tone knob and the volume knob, because they use cheap electronics.
Oh.
They spend all their money on their wood.
Yeah.
I guess so. It's tone wood, right?
You're did they mention to
you? Oh, you have a point there, bro. I can't.
You might.
There's no wiggle in this here at all. These Kiesel knobs are on there.
Well, just look at the back cover, for instance, on your Kiesel guitar, Laz.
Mm-hmm.
They're notorious. Carvin did it too back in the day, and it's a smart idea. They use brass inserts inside the wood. They're countersucking the wood, so the screw goes into the brass insert. So it's never going to strip out. You don't have to worry about
invented that you haven't revealed to you guys yet. This NAMM, I'm going to reveal it. I wanted to reveal it last NAMM, but I was too busy. I think I'm going to be able to make it happen this NAMM. What do you think?
Hell yeah, do it.
Yeah, it's going to have brass
balls.
No, I don't know. What do you call that?
For the Subaru.
No, I'm never going to do that. Balls on a car thing is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in the world. It's like, oh my god.
Baby dragon.
Why don't you just hang your, out the door then? It's like, God. Anyway, but yeah, it shall be revealed this year. And I'd really like to bring in Amanda and crew in on that one because I told her about it. She thought it was the funniest, coolest idea. And I want to do colors. Brent knows what I'm talking about with colors. I want to do lights.
Oh, Tom Anderson. Sorry, I was reading what GSM was saying. The Tom Anderson guitars are top notch. They're amazing.
Yeah, dude. If you ever want to check some of those out, we'll go hang out at Gelb Guitars over in Redwood City. They carry Andersons.
Okay.
Yeah, several really nice ones up on the wall there.
That sounds great.
I picked up a few, but I'm like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of this Kiesel either.
It's so expensive.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, one thing about quality musical gear is that, like what I think Ben Coombs was talking about it with the guys in his show with Robert Baker and whatnot too, and others. Once you pick up, that quality kind of guitar, it's like a race car driver driving a better, faster car. Why would he drive the other one ever again if he's got the better, faster, more performance vehicle? He wouldn't. And that's like Eddie Van Halen. Why would he play his 5150 Kramer when he's got his better derivation of that he helped create later? Why? He wouldn't. And that makes sense. Right? So I love Octo's laugh. Yeah, he's got that little evil laugh. Like, do it again. There it is. It's not evil, but it's kind of.
I was really shocked at.
Yeah, man, Hobarodi, right? There you go. But did it have Duncan's in it?
when Eddie decided to finally go with stainless for the Wolfgang, I was shocked because at the time I know that Warmoth was putting stainless on their necks, and I had a Warmoth neck for probably 12, 13, pushing 15 years with stainless.
Gee, show us your drums somewhere.
Oh, it's still boxed. I'm buying.
You did. Go watch my video.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, it's back in the box. But getting back to the stainless steel
I'll
frets.
post it.
When Eddie decided to go stainless, because there was a lot of rhetoric about stainless takes away the tone and this and that, and it's like, I don't hear it. I know they feel incredible because the neck that I had, they were stainless, but they were polished. And it was nothing like I felt before. And I never put that neck down.
Wow.
And I played it daily, and there wasn't a flat spot in it after 15 plus years.
Raymond, so I wish I had the money to get a patent, but maybe I should probably do some kind of a thing. But I don't think it's that like super duper. Everyone's going to copy it. It's just an idea, and I think it'll be funny and cool. I mean, the Soundtrap Designs is what I used to call these. The Soundtrap Designs guitar hangers. The STD's musicians want. Soundtrap Designs. Stupid name. Johnny said you should call them Roxy's guitar hangers, but I think I'm back to Soundtrap guitar hangers because that tells you what it does. It traps the sound in your room. It's an acoustic treatment. At the same time, it's a guitar hanger. And I didn't think that was such a genius thing. I'm just like, well, people hang their guitars on the wall that might have soundproofing already in the wall and stuff, and maybe they don't even want these. But what I thought is cool about these is that you can move them to different rooms. You could take them with you. If you move, you can make them in all kinds of different kind of fabrics or whatever kind of material you want. Either like Philip McKnight's got a custom leather one because he likes leather.
A leather STD.
That's that's an inside
Holly's
joke. If you
comment.
guys didn't
That's
know. Yeah. Phil's wife loves it. She says that's the only thing he can have in the living room that can have a guitar hung on it. Seriously. Anyway, but he likes it so much he has it in his workshop so he can look at it.
No need to bring anybody's wife into it, Les. Jesus.
She's cool, man. She's the coolest.
No, I know.
Have you heard her? Have you heard her NPR like voice? The gear. What is it called?
I met her in person. She's a sweetheart.
But when you hear like her voice doing the
Thank
geeky
you.
stuff, it's way better than that. She's got the voice. She's got the voice.
10, 9, 8.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But anyway, yeah. Where was I going with that? Anyway, so I how do you patent this? I mean, it's basically soundboard material covered with fabric. Everyone's done it. It's been done. It's been done. People's offices have walls of it around, where their cubicles are. That's what it's made. It's the same exact thing. So I haven't invented anything new. I'm just putting it in my studio. I'm saying,
well, but it'll be something new when you invent a way to package it.
I already have. I just have to make that version of it.
That's what it is then. That's
right. See, you're right about that. So when I can do I already have that. You've heard me. I told you exactly how I'm going to do it, right? So once that's done and I send him out, Phil McKnight's going to get the first one because he's like, send one to me. And I'm like, as soon as I get around to making it. And I still haven't gotten around to finishing the ones in this room that need to be done here. But priorities, right? Maybe I ought to concentrate on something that might make me a mint. I don't know. That's what my wife would say. Make money. That's what all the wives say. Anyway, but they're right too. They are right. I mean, they're not, sometimes us artist types, can't find their freaking focus and direction. And it's good to have someone that helps you focus. So I don't disagree with her at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're 20 minutes away from midnight. No. From what?
It's already now almost 9 o'clock. Wow.
Oh, you're 20 minutes away from Ben's. Oh, okay, Zach. Right on, man. Had some of my photos copywriting for safety. Yeah, well, that there's the thing, man. You guys have a book coming out or something soon, don't you guys? I hope. Several. Man, you've probably got enough stuff to dude, you should write a book about the experiences of taking these. Yeah, right, Holly. Is that really the name you want? I thought it was a funny, stupid rock and roll name, trying to be controversial, like this show about Van Halen and Sammy's show. Anyway, I think Sammy's show is going to kick ass. I'm looking forward to it. I have no expectation that it's going to sound like Van Halen at all. And so maybe that's why I'm going to enjoy it more. I can't wait to see Sammy up there singing. I haven't seen him since I saw him at Slim's, where he did a cameo appearance, where Satch actually showed up later. And who's the guy who plays on the Winery Dogs with what's his name? The bass player.
Billy Sheehan.
Billy Sheehan. He was playing bass that night. And who's the soul power guitar player guy who played with Audio Slave?
Flavor Flav.
That's a good one. You know what I'm talking about. I can't understand why I can't remember his name off the top of my. It's always on the tip of my tongue. The one who did like wah, 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 wah. He did the whammy kind of sound effects kind of guitar thing solo.
You talking about the guitarist or the bass player?
Yeah, the guitarist.
Oh,
see, you can't remember either.
Yeah,
yeah, under pressure.
We're live. I forget everything.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. The red light.
Before we leave, though, Laz, please post that link so they can see the Divinal song. The video.
What link? Did you send me a link?
I sent it to you in Messenger.
Oh, my God. All right, let me get that.
There's 3 people in here, so they've never heard the Divinals, so they need to see that video.
They never heard of the Divinal? That video, really? Come on,
yeah,
man. I really feel. Hey, Ron. Earlier before the show started, we were trying to remember the White Lion guitarist Vito Bratta.
Yeah, Vito.
Yeah. We were talking about how unfortunate it was that his timing, that band's timing, and when they came out. Do you remember Kingdom Come?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay,
the band
Hey,
who
NPM.
never listened to Led Zeppelin but sounded just like him.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
I think a lot of that was timing. They sounded great, but it was just like,
Oh wow,
it's too
1978. The month was
sacrilege,
there, right?
to sound like them at so early in the game. Well,
What's
Vito
up, NPM?
Brado was like that. It was like the guy
Whoa,
killed
what?
it on guitar.
Yep.
But whoever, I blame it on the record companies possibly, but they wanted him to be like Eddie. The guy could nail Eddie to a T, but it was unfortunate, the timing and everything, because he got really ridiculed for being so much like Eddie. I think it ruined it for him.
Yeah,
But
I mean, a lot of guys back then were.
But Vito was. I mean, if you hear
Amazing.
him play, that guy was amazing. And I kind of I was
Go
bummed
like
when
this.
he just kind of disappeared and stopped playing. I was like, man,
Dude,
how
something
do you
happened.
even
Something
do
happened
that?
to his hands.
is that what it was?
Yeah,
Somebody
something
broke
happened to his hands, so
Yeah.
he couldn't play anymore.
Oh man, that was that
Probably
guy.
got arthritis or
Wait,
something.
that's not funny.
Yeah, that guy was really talented. Awesome
Broke
guitar
his
player.
fingers because they're like, you
For those of you in the
like
chat,
Eddie.
Laz posted the link.
Check
Watch
it out.
that video. Trust me.
Anyway, the show's ending anyway. We went pretty much 2 hours. Thanks for coming in. Late start with the show today too, or was it a little bit late, right? And I barely got it off the wire, as they say. Always
One more question.
watching wires.
Is Pantera still touring? The version of
I have
Pantera?
no idea.
Yes.
Right there. Have you gotten
Yeah.
a chance to see him?
Not. They were just here over by Pittsburgh, and I didn't get to go.
Ah,
I was leery about seeing him, as a lot of people are about this whole,
Well, but if you see it, the crowds now they've just pretty much accepted it because they are paying homage to Dime and Vinny the whole time.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I mean, they're on the drum. Their faces are on the kick drum.
Yeah.
The video's playing continuously, so it's not like they're just saying, "Hey, we're using the name," and these two guys were here. So yeah.
The music that I've heard from the videos that I've seen, I if I get a chance to see them, if they're close by, I'm gonna go.
Next time they come this way, I'm going.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's go together. Gunslinger. I swear I've never heard the name. Maybe I know the music, most likely. So Vito Bravo is a guy who can do like
I think he's talking about the
arpeggio
vinyls.
solos like up and down the neck like that. If you're talking about the vinyls, then that was a 90s thing. 90s song. You probably.
No, he's talking about something that Holly's talking about.
Oh, what's Holly talking about now? MPN.
MPN, who just installed a new pickup in his
Donnie Ward.
guitar.
Sounds very familiar. Donnie Ward. Is that like I'm mixing him up with the other drummer.
It's Bill Ward's brother.
Bill Ward's. Anyway, that goes to show you how much I know. Anyway, well, to end on that note, yeah. Oh, he's a luthier. Is he a luthier, or is he a Lutheran? It's something like that. All right. Sorry, I know we're terrible. We're the worst. I mean, the thing about Holly is like she's got like rock and roll knowledge because she was like a working DJ. That was your life. You have to know this stuff, otherwise, you'd be out of a job, right? So you had to know this stuff. So, yeah. Bill Ward though, freaking amazing drummer, and I'm sorry to see.
Oh, he was because he wasn't a metal drummer. He was a jazz drummer playing metal in Black Sabbath.
Yep.
And that's why they rocked because they sounded. Oops. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, man. So what can I tell you guys? That should be the show. We went 2 hours. I think we kind of went over all the controversy, right? Is there any fresh controversy or comments anyone wants to throw in there? That was he has like these he's got one of them roadcaster things and he's throwing like samples at us constantly. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's wrong.
Laters, everybody. Take care.
Yeah, rock on, everybody. Don't forget tomorrow night, Johnny Bean's got his Friday night show. Phil McKnight does his afternoon show. What are you gonna have on that show, Ron? You guys gonna have a special?
I don't even know if we're having one.
Let's say GSM.
Gonna be a special release of a video that's supposedly getting edited right now. That's why Johnny's not on the show tonight because he's trying to get stuff done.
I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Saturday.
What did I say, GSM? What did I say? You said incorrect, Octopus. I don't know what I said.
Done it.
What was incorrect?
But you've never done it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's.
You're
play
not that
some
much
golf.
of a loser, are you?
Are we gonna play some golf maybe Monday? Might happen, right?
I'm down. Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
All
What's
There
the
we go.
problem? Why are you calling me?
right, and then
This
Janice's
show is
favorite.
quickly going.
Janice's favorite.
Oh, no.
You gotta add in a
Don't
little
start
of this.
that.
All right. All right, you guys. We didn't go off the rails this time. Yeah, tell Johnny to hurry up.
Oh yeah, we didn't go for rails this time. Okay.
We
Who you
did.
fooling, Laz?
Did we? We didn't? All right. All right. Anyway. All right, man. So until next time, you guys, be good or be good at it. Rock on. What else? How else do you want to end it? Gee, you're new to the group tonight, right? How would you end it?
Tonight.
Yeah, like, well, you've been on the show before. No, we
I don't
gotta
have any
end it
sound
like
eff- I
that,
don't have any
Ron.
sound effects.
Come on, man.
I need to get me a sound
How you
sound
wanna-
effects device.
Create your own sound.
When I get my drums built up,
Come up
I'll be
with
able to do the roll.
All right, we'll see you. There we go. I like the thunder. Riders on the storm. That's right on. Later says Zach to everybody.
Black
I'm waiting
Sabbath.
for a friend. I'm waiting for a friend to be at the end. Hint, hint. Coming at the end is anyway. Until next time, you guys rock on. See you guys in the other shows. Subscribe to your channels that you love. Comment in their things. Throw hate at them if you have to. I don't know. Whatever. Put it in the
Don't do
comments.
Don't throw hate.
Put the comments.
No
Put
hate.
it in the comments. Any news is better than no news.
Only
Brezhnev
niceties.
say that, right? No, we like the happy stuff here, the happy fun time show here. See you Sunday for the Music Is. Yes. Here we go. The Music Is Therapy show. And I'll promise to not wear the sunglasses then. I just left them in the other car. Sorry about that, everybody. Until next time, rock on, man. See you guys.
Scott, you
Be good,
brother,
everybody.
man.
Have a great rest of your night, whatever
Peace.
you're going to do.
Call of Duty on Twitch.
Do it.